Hello everyone, and welcome back to Daily Dollars. Today, we're covering one of the most important developments at the Social Security Administration in years. A new commissioner, Frank Bisignano, has just taken over. His arrival comes at a time when the SSA is facing growing backlash over aggressive overpayment recovery policies and massive internal restructuring. There are also serious concerns about service delays, staffing cuts, and even legal battles over data privacy. So, what does this leadership shakeup really mean for the 70 million Americans who count on Social Security each month? Will Bisignano bring solutions or more disruption? And what can you expect in the months ahead? We've got all the details, so stick around. But before we begin, do us a quick favor, like this video and subscribe to Daily Dollars so you never miss a crucial update about Social Security. All right, let's get into it. In a moment of transition that could define the agency's future, Frank Bisignano has officially taken the helm at the SSA. Known for his experience in the private financial sector, Bisignano steps into this powerful role at a time of unprecedented scrutiny. His predecessor, Leland Dudek, had served as acting commissioner under the current Trump administration and oversaw a wave of structural reforms, many of which have sparked both praise and alarm. Now, as Bisignano assumes control, he inherits both Dudek's unfinished agenda and a mounting backlash over how the agency handles overpayments, staffing, and data privacy. One of the most pressing issues on the desk of Bisignano is the agency's controversial approach to reclaiming overpayments. For many beneficiaries, especially the elderly and disabled, this issue isn't abstract, it's deeply personal. Due to administrative errors, some recipients have unknowingly received slight overpayments for years. The agency solution is to withhold 100% of beneficiaries' monthly checks until the debt is repaid. Critics, including advocacy groups and former officials, argue that this solution isn't just an administrative correction, it's a policy failure that pushes vulnerable Americans into crisis. At his Senate confirmation hearing, Bisignano did not shy away from addressing the elephant in the room. He called the 1% overpayment rate of SSA 5 decimal places too high, a striking acknowledgement from a leader known for efficiency and systems thinking. He also promised to implement advanced technologies, including automation and artificial intelligence, to modernize operations and minimize these costly errors. But beyond the tech talk, Bisignano also struck a more compassionate tone. He stated, "We need to evaluate the ability to pay back and work it out. I'm going to make sure we recover all the money we should recover, but on the other hand, we need to be humans in the process too." It's a reassuring sentiment, but the real test will be whether this empathy results in concrete policy changes. Under the previous administration, clawbacks were capped at 10% of a recipient's monthly benefit, a measure designed to avoid pushing people below the poverty line. That cap has since been removed, and full payment withholding is now being enforced in many cases. Financial experts are sounding the alarm. They argued that if the SSA withholds 100% of someone's payment due to an overpayment, they're left with nothing, no money for food, rent, or medicine. The scale of the problem is staggering. In some instances, recipients who were overpaid by a mere $30 per month over decades are now being asked to repay thousands, often within months. These are not just statistical anomalies, these are real people facing devastating consequences due to systemic issues they had no control over. Meanwhile, Frank Bisignano's predecessor, Leland Dudek, has made it clear that his vision for reform is far from over. In a recent op-ed, Dudek defended the sweeping changes initiated under his tenure, stating, "We are not finished." According to him, his priorities were workforce efficiency, technological upgrades, and quicker benefit disbursements, which he carried out with dignity and respect. But the workforce restructuring under Dudek has raised eyebrows. Over 7,000 SSA employees are expected to exit or be reassigned, with more than 3,000 already gone. Critics argue that such drastic staff reductions, coupled with rollbacks on telework, risk undermining the ability of SSA to serve the public effectively, especially as demand for services grows. One positive change Dudek did oversee was the expedited delivery of retroactive payments under the Social Security Fairness Act. Roughly $14.8 billion has already been distributed to more than 2 million public service workers, many of whom had long been shortchanged due to outdated rules. In past years, such payments might have taken over a year to process. Now, thanks to faster systems, eligible beneficiaries are receiving their owed benefits in months. This is being hailed as a model for what effective SSA reform could look like, results-oriented and impactful. But whether this momentum continues under Bisignano remains to be seen. Experts across the financial landscape are paying close attention to the next steps at the Social Security Administration. Many agree that while deep experience of Bisignano in payment systems is valuable, Social Security is far more than just a financial mechanism, it's a lifeline. Critics have raised concerns about the real-world impact of current policies, highlighting scenarios where long-term beneficiaries could face extreme hardship over relatively minor overpayment errors. There are also warnings about the potential consequences of aggressive cost-cutting. Financial literacy advocates argue that efforts to reduce administrative errors must not result in staff reductions that leave fewer people available to identify and resolve issues. Others caution that while automation can improve efficiency, implementing it without proper human oversight could actually lead to more frequent and harmful mistakes. The SSA is also now entangled in a high-stakes legal battle over data privacy. A federal judge recently issued a preliminary injunction preventing the Department of Government Efficiency from accessing sensitive SSA data. This includes Social Security numbers, medical histories, and tax records. The court cited serious concerns over the potential misuse of personal data and emphasized the need for stricter boundaries as more digital tools become integrated into federal agencies. This legal dispute adds yet another layer of complexity to Bisignano's already crowded agenda, one where modernization must also include airtight protections for the people the agency is meant to serve. Frank Bisignano has publicly stated that he has no plans to privatize Social Security or cut benefits, but he has left the door open to structural reforms. The challenge ahead is clear: balance innovation with compassion, protect data while modernizing infrastructure, and reduce overpayments without punishing the people who can least afford it. Many experts believe that Bisignano has the chance to fix Social Security, but he needs smarter policies, better repayment options, and real accountability. At the end of the day, this is more than a story about bureaucratic missteps or budget spreadsheets. It's about real lives, seniors, veterans, the disabled, and working families who depend on these checks to survive. Whether Frank Bisignano becomes the leader who transforms the SSA or simply maintains the status quo will depend on the decisions he makes in the weeks and months ahead. Do you think the Social Security Administration is doing enough to protect beneficiaries from financial hardship caused by overpayment errors? And what changes would you like to see under the new leadership at the SSA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, like this video, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications so you are always in the loop of critical Social Security updates. Thanks for watching Daily Dollars. I will see you in the next video.